if there's anything on the side that would distract how I approach, how I prepare, I don't think I would like it. I could feel myself that the longer I went on without actually having, I don't want to say purpose, a bit tricky, but I feel like it's me that is in control of what the next decision will be.
Just will not be beaten, this man.
Łukasz, you are in a little bit of a interesting situation because you ended your career.
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, West Ham came and you are back.
Yes.
So now it comes to the point where, probably it might be last season, you never know, because now you already know that you never know. But there is a high chance that obviously that might be the last season you will play as a professional football player. And so my question is were there any moments during the last couple of years where you started thinking what you're going to do next?
Yeah, I would love to go, and I had some conversation already. I would love to go into coaching at the academy level. That's something that I really enjoy because I've already had a chance to work with my son's team, the under 10s. But it's just like, I don't know, it gives me so much pleasure to kind of pass on information, my experience. I think that's something that as a player, I feel like responsible. So when you experience something throughout your career, throughout your journey, I think it's so important as a then ex-football player to pass on this information to the younger generation. So I think I would really enjoy coaching at the academy level. That would be.
So you get that satisfaction when you give them advice and you tell them if you do it like that it would be better, and then suddenly they manage to do it and you go.
I think that's the biggest. If you see them actually doing something, you mentioned, let's say, I don't know, take control like this or use this space, little things like that, or maybe catch the ball like that, or when you're diving, do the step forward, try to attack the ball, little things like that, and suddenly you see them reacting to this. It gives you so much, I don't know, pleasure, and it brings like a smile to your face. So yeah, I think something like that would really, give me a lot of satisfaction. I was very just dedicated, so make sure I prepare in the way I always prepared for the games, for the football, and I wouldn't want any other distractions.
Yeah.
So it's funny because now when I'm in this situation, obviously I'm still active as a football player, but I'm in a completely different position at the club as a number 3. Just share my experience, help, train well, be a good support for other 2 goalkeepers at the club. And then when I think of it now, I think like, okay, I can do it now. This is probably the best time to use to prepare for the next step in my life.
So it could be almost even the mentoring side of it, not directly coaching, but mentoring the players, young players, and giving them the support, the advice. I think this is something I personally enjoy as well. I've done it with my daughter's team, and then and then obviously more you do that, more satisfaction you take from it, and as I said, but I come back to this. The but is that I would love to be a main coach more than a goalkeeper coach. So that was my next question. When you talk about mentoring, coaching, would it be a goalkeeper coach or would it be the whole responsibility coach?
But only at the academy level. I don't want to go in any circumstances into like the first team professional level. That's not for me, because I think the demands of this at the very top level are like even much higher than when you play as a professional player. I think it's just crazy. It's very unstable as well. I think academy for me, because I think if you look at even in your career, your family has to give up a lot for you. The wife, kids, like
They learn
Like-
to live without you most of the time.
Most of the times.
Let's put it this way:
Let's say you're not there.
when
So-
you are at the top level,
Yeah.
you travel to games, you go the day
So
before.
they have to really
You
sacrifice.
prepare.
Oh
and
my
the
God.
summer is no summer because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have,
The summer
because
is in June, yeah?
It's
And
yeah,
the
and
school
the
is,
school is there. Then suddenly you have the 2 weeks where
Yeah.
you go on holiday, which
Yeah.
is nice. But
But you
then
have to
it's the
have school,
preseason
you know,
and
like-
everything. So yeah, that's
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's like funny because like this summer for me was already different because I was without the club. Even though I was in my head, I wanted to continue, but I was without the club for around 3 months, and then the last month was already like crazy for me mentally because I wasn't. I felt like, oh Jesus, I'm not prepared for this. I'm like, it's not what I expected. I don't know, just missed everything about the daily routines and things like that. The dressing room, the feeling of being part of something. I didn't actually have to speak with anyone or ask questions, but I could feel myself that the longer I went on without actually having, I don't want to say purpose, but.
But it is different
Yeah.
because everything around the football player routine. If you
Yes.
are at the top and you want to be the top and you want to perform, obviously we are in a high profile environment when the performance, that's what counts. And if you do everything for that,
Yeah.
obviously that dictates the day you have.
Yeah, so-
when you go to sleep, when you go out, if you don't go out, if you do other things, if you have some media duties, if you have only training or if you have things like that. So obviously everything else goes around it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the dynamic is always there, and suddenly
Yeah, for
there
me
is
it was crazy.
there is a 24-hour gap
Yeah.
which you have to fill with your activities. Is there anything like you have in mind, apart of obviously coaching, because
Yeah.
that will take your time and your purpose? Were there any moments where you were thinking like, okay, maybe, because a lot of times you see people going as this, pundits or the experts on the
Yes.
TV,
Yeah.
and then gradually you move on to something else. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, there's a possibility. I already had a chance to be a pundit.
Dobry wieczór, witam w fantastycznym towarzystwie. Łukasz Fabiański
Dobry wieczór.
oraz Michał Żyro.
Dobry wieczór.
West Ham podobnych rozmiarów szatnia. No i chyba tyle, no. Ta też nie jest zła. And I did enjoy it. I think it's something good, something positive. At the same time, it's a completely different experience from a different perspective. And having chance to do it already twice, trying to speak in a well manner and trying to give some constructive opinions on something, I found it quite satisfying.